Okay, thank you very much for joining today's session. So in today's session, we're going to start a new unit, which is Unit 3, Innovative Technologies and Connected Devices. So what are we going to cover in this unit? So we're going to aim to equip you with an understanding of innovative technologies such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, AR and virtual reality, and the world of connected devices. So you are now going to be exploring applications, understanding the working principles, and learn about the implementation and ethical challenges. So this knowledge and skills will now prepare you to navigate the ever-evolving digital landscape. So today, we're just going to look into our first learning outcome, which is understanding innovative development in technology. So we're going to cover three learning outcomes. Then we're also going to have our merit learning outcome, where we're now going to analyze a range of innovative development in technology and also going to make a recommendation to adjust particular scenarios. Okay, so let's get into our presentation. So again, just wanted to remind, this is a level 5 unit, which will now provide you with 15 credits for completion of this unit. 1 second, let me get into the slide. Okay, just one more second. Okay, so learning outcome 1, understand innovative development in technology. So what do we mean by understanding this? We're basically going to focus on our emerging technologies. So we now know how AI and how artificial intelligence has now changed the way we live. It has changed the way we work, and the impact of AI is very, very heavy at the moment. So I would say in the past 5 years, by implementing this emerging technology, we can see how businesses have now improved the way they scale the business, the timeline on working on the project, and also they've achieved much more goals that they could have achieved just relying on our technologies that we had before we had this massive boom of artificial intelligence. So in this unit, we're now going to explore the application, understanding their working principles, and learn about the implementation and ethical challenges. So let's start from understanding what are innovative developments in technologies. So what do we refer by innovative development? We're now looking into the technologies that refer to new or significantly improved products, processes, or services that leverage technologies to add value. So this more often, we're now referring to distribute existing industries, improve efficiency, productivity, and user experience, and also create entire new markets. So when it comes to innovation, this is not just about inventing, but it's also more about how are we going to apply, how are we going to implement these changes to improve the way we live and the way we work. So here we have examples of current innovative technologies. As of now, which is 2025, we've seen a massive, very massive improvement on artificial intelligence and machine learning. So everyone knows about OpenAI, which is the company that launched various applications such as ChatGPT, which is the most known, different type of agent AI and Gen AI. So we now know that AI is embedded in every sector, starting from healthcare, into pharmaceutical, going to finance, logistics, and any sort of industry. So as of now, 2025, every industry rely heavily on AI, even in the education sector. As we can see, we use anti-plagiarism softwares to detect the use of AI. Also, we need to look into IoT, Internet of Things, where devices such as Alexa or any sort of device which they very much blend with AI, and it allows us to enables us to have real-time monitoring in manufacturing, logistics, health, and smart home. Also very important technologies, blockchain, where we had the boom a few years ago, where everyone knows how much cryptocurrencies have impacted the way we do business, the way we create applications and stuff. So blockchain technology, it's a very important topic, very interesting topic, but at the same time, it need to be handled carefully, because is something that is emerging and it needs to be learned efficiently. Quantum computing, which in my opinion, this quantum computing is emerging, and probably in the next 3, maybe in the next 5 years, we will be working heavily with quantum computing. Then also we have 5G and edge computing, where we know that 5G networks now provide high speed, low latency connections, and they're also enabling new service like real-time AR and VR. And then it is important to look into an innovative technology such as green tech and sustainability innovation, where we can see that these technologies like carbon values that helps us to clean energy storage and electric vehicles. And these are now helping businesses reduce the emissions. So why is this so important for us to understand? So this is very important for us to see what the advantages, so what do we gain by using these emerging technologies? So we have a couple of positive aspects, such as competitive advantage. So business can now adopt innovation early, often to gain market edge, reduce the cost, and also improve the customer satisfaction. Workforce relevance. So by understanding this new technology, this can also help improve the future-proof of the career, digital literacy, and also now essential and not optional, which is essential, not optional. Then there is a social impact, where we know that these tech innovations are driving solutions for climate change, healthcare inequity, and education access, and moreover. Then we have regulatory and ethical awareness, where with this innovation comes the need for new law and ethical frameworks, such as we have AI bias, data protection, and digital rights. So to conclude this summary of what innovation technologies are, we can just say that they aren't just nice to know, they're most central to how economies, businesses, and society are evolving. So now we're going to define innovative technologies and the importance in today's digital world. So we now know that there are significantly improved tools, system, or processes that can change the way we live. So we know now how these often use digital capabilities, such as AI, cloud computing, robotics, or data analytics, which they use them to deliver better results. We use them to solve complex problems and also to create complete new services in every industry. So a good example of innovative technology, as we all know, is artificial intelligence. So with these new applications, such as GenAI, ChatGPT, and many others like Lovable, we can now learn from data. So what they do, we all know how the process of machine learning works, where we collect raw data, train the data, and then we build new models. So by doing this process, they can now make decisions. They can now carry out tasks that are traditionally required by human intelligence with human intervention. Now, all these AI machine can also make recommendations. They're not, in my opinion, they're not very biased yet, but the more they train, the more they'll be able to make decisions like human beings. So similarly, cloud computing allows individuals and organizations to store and access data remotely, rather than relying on expensive infrastructures. So in today's digital world, innovative technologies are crucial for several reasons. So firstly, we know that they now drive competitiveness. So companies that are embracing innovation are able to work in a faster pace, offer better product and services, which this is just a positive aspect and is very beneficial for the company revenue. Secondly, with innovative technologies, we can now transforming industries. So, for example, healthcare is now they can now monitor patient in real time. When it comes to education, it's been reshaped by online learning with platforms and virtual classrooms. Thirdly, there are a clear there's a clear society benefit where this is helping us addressing global challenges like climate change, poverty, and healthcare access. So as we can see, the job market becomes more digitally focused, where by understanding the use of this technology, this has become a basic requirement, not a niche skill. So whether you're using a project management tool at work or learning a new app at home, you need to stay up to date with this latest development. So obviously when it comes to tech, we know there are tons of AI tools out there that are going to improve the way we work. So this is very important to know how to stay up to date with technology. So it is very important to know where we can find these tools, what platforms, what newsletters or blogs that are advertising this emerging technology. So now we're going to explore various innovative technologies. So what are these? Let's look at them one by one. So when it comes to artificial intelligence, this is by far the most powerful innovation in our time. So this allows machines and software to think and perform tasks that normally requires human intervention. So this includes understanding speeches, recognizing images, predicting outcomes, and making decisions. So I see AI is an everyday tool like voice assistant. So we have Alexa, Siri, and we have also email spamming filters, and even social media recommendations. IoT, well, again, we're now referring to network and physical devices which are connected to the internet. And again, Alexa and smart TVs, smart fridges, these are IoT devices which are obviously making our day-to-day life much more easier. Blockchain is a secure, decentralized digital ledger which uses recorded transactions. Although it's the most commonly known because by cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and so on, it is a real power which lies in how it increases trust and transparency. So by learning blockchain, we know that this is used in an area like supply chain management, where you're tracking goods from origin to consumer. Digital contract, where we know this allows smart contract, and also for secure voting system. Another emerging technologies is augmented reality, where with this technology, we're now going to enhance our real world environment by adding digital element like images, sounds, and information. So by using augmented reality, we now use them in apps like IKEA Place, where I can see how piece of furniture will look like in the room through my phone camera. While with virtual reality, which unlike AR, this create a completely immersive digital experience where we now using a headset to explore virtual museums and have experiencing simulated travels. So with professional settings, VR is now being used for employees training in field like healthcare, surgical simulation, aviation like pilot training, and customer service. Again, why does this technology matters? We know that all of them have in common, what they have in common is that they have the ability to improve productivity, enhance our user experience, and open up new opportunities. So businesses that implement these innovative technologies, they use them to save time and money, while individuals are now going to benefit this by having a better service, smart devices, and more personalized experience. So when it comes to application and implications and innovative technologies, this is a different sector. So we've now explored our innovative technologies, which they're very clear to us and we know how to use them. So these technologies can offer an exciting benefit, but they also come with challenges. They also come with ethical challenges, financial and also operational. So let's look into them. So when it comes to healthcare, we already know how AI has been used for early diagnosis, medical images, and personalized treatment plans. So we know that AI, for example, with the algorithm, can now detect cancer cells with a scan faster than a human detection. So what are the implications when it comes to healthcare? These technologies can improve efficiency and patient care, but they raise issues like data privacy, security, and reliability. So we know that AI is open source, so all the data goes into this machine learning are now visible to the internet, and anybody can access this data. So it is very important to ensure that we have our private, we have to ensure that we build our private artificial intelligence and ensure that this information cannot be shared with the public. In retail, we know that this has seen a major transformation through AI powered by recommendation system based on try-on application and automated checkouts. So the implication for this, the is going to create obviously it's going to create a better customer experience and improve sales, but there is a cost in terms of data collection and customer trust. So many shoppers, many buyers worry on how much data companies gather about them preferences and habits. So again, this we're now looking into data protection and data privacy. Finance, the finance sector relies a lot on blockchain in revolu- re- revolutionizing the finance by enhancing the secure, transparent, and tamper-proof transaction, where cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Ethereum are used. They use blockchain technology, but banks are also using it to streamline international payment and contract. So we know finance and fintech, financial technology, rely a lot on blockchain. So the implication for this is that, again, these tools reduce fraud and make financial services fast and accessible. However, this regulatory environment is still catching blockchain decentralized means where decentralization, where this means that government and banks have less control, which is going to raise a concern about money laundering and tax evasion. When it comes to the education sector, we know that VR and AR are now used to create an immersive learning experience where with virtual field, students can now have 3D models in science. So AI tools are now using adaptive learning platforms that can adjust content based on the learning pace. So the implication for this is that this innovation make learning more engaging and personalized, especially for students with different needs. But not every school or learner has equal access to this. So these digital devices, they're now showing the gap between those with it, that work with it, and those that do not have access to them. Manufacturing and logistics. When it comes to logistics, we know that these IoT sensors are used on factory equipment to predict maintenance needs and avoid breakdowns. So the implication for this is now obviously productivity and efficiency will improve, but the cost of implementing is higher. Also, jobs have been reshaped, manual roles, which are now decreasing because of the use of these robots. So to conclude, we can now say across all sectors, this technology can now bring advantages for a better service, lower cost, faster decision making, but they also bring a lot of challenges, which we all know, we all are aware of this. And the key to this is that we need to know what are the weaknesses, and we have to have the ability to ensure that the human intervention can now limit the challenges. Now we're going to analyze a range of innovative development in technology, and also going to make recommendations to address these particular scenarios. So having explored a range of innovative technologies, so we've now come to realized that understanding the practical use is not enough. So what really matters to us is how we can apply them to solve real world problems. So in this section, we're going to analyze a few key technologies, a few technical developments, and recommend how they can be used to address these specific scenarios. So our scenario number one, we're going to improve our customer experience in a retail business. So the analysis here says that retail businesses today face intense competition and customer expectation, which are higher than ever. Technologies like AI, augmented reality, and IoT have become essential tools to enhance customer experience. So we now know that AI helps businesses analyze customer data and personalize recommendation. So augmented reality allows customer to try on clothes or visualize furniture at home before making the purchase. IoT enables smart shelves and real-time inventory tracking to avoid stock out. So the recommendation for this is that we would recommend that a mid-sized retail business should implement AI-driven recommendation engine on their website and introduce AI-based with a try before you buy features, which is going to be through the mobile phone. So this will not only improve customer satisfaction, but is also going to increase inversion rates and reduce returns. Scenario two, enhancing patient monitoring in healthcare setting. So our analysis is that hospital and clinics are often stretched for resources. Innovative technologies like IoT, AI, and blockchain can improve services delivery and patient outcome. So IoT wearables can monitor patient vitals in real time. With AI, this can now flag abnormalities early and support diagnosis, while blockchain is going to secure patient record, ensuring data integrity and privacy. So what is going to be the recommendation? So for a healthcare provider facing high patient loads, we would now suggest deploying IoT wearable devices to monitor patient remotely, where AI-powered system should be introduced to analyze this data and provide alerts to medical staff. Where with blockchain, it can now be used to ensure that patient data is securely stored and shared only with authorized people, and also is going to ensuring that our compliance with data protection and regulation. So with our scenario number three, we're now going to reducing fraud in financial services. Our analysis is going to show how financial institutions make constant threats from faces constant threats from our cyber criminals, AI and machine learning, and blockchain, which are effective tools in identifying suspicious activities and enhancing security. So AI machine learning algorithms can analyze transactions, patterns, and detect anomalies, where blockchain is going to provide a transparent and tamper-proof system for transaction verification. So our recommendation is that financial organization should invest in AI-based fraud detection system that can constantly learn and adapt to new threats. So in addition, critical transaction data should be recorded on the blockchain ledger to prevent tampering and improve audit trails. Scenario 4, providing remote learning in education, where with our analysis, we know that education has changed drastically since the pandemic, with digital learning becoming more of a thing. So we have virtual classes, we have virtual reality, augmented reality, and AI-based adaptive learning platforms. So we know that VR creates an immersive learning environment. Augmented reality makes learning more interactive, and AI adapt content to each student pace and ability. So what's our recommendation? Is that for school or college delivering online courses, we will now recommend to incorporating AR and VR to content into science, geography, or history lessons to increase the student engagement. So with AI-powered learning platforms, this should also be adaptable to support learners with difficulties, needs, and the learning speed. So to conclude this merit learning outcome, we now know that each innovative technology has its strength, and the right one depends on them specific problem at hand. So from improving retail engagement and healthcare delivery to preventing fraud and modernizing education, technologies like AI, IoT, VR, and AR, and blockchain, but these are not just tools, but they're going to be a solution for us. So our key recommendation across all these scenarios is to adopt a targeted, phased approach, which is going to start small, measure the impact, and scale in the future throughout the time working on with these technologies. So this is going to reduce the risks while ensuring that we have the benefit of our innovative technologies, and also going to realize how much these are effective. So this was everything for today's session. Is there any question for me?
Thanks, Victor. No, that was all really clear and all really interesting, actually. It's stuff I'm already sort of aware
Yeah.
about, AI, blockchain, virtual reality, Internet of Things, I find quite interesting. My dad's really interested in that because he likes IT projects and setting things up to do weird things around the house and try and connect everything together. So yeah, no, it was interesting to get a little bit more sort of like insight and stuff into those sort of things. But no, nothing today. But if I do think of any questions, also I'll ask you tomorrow.
Okay, that'll be great. Okay, that's everything for today. So if there's no any question, I'll just end the session, and have a good day.
You too, Victor. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.